Okay, the next instrument we're going to show you is to instrumentate the posterior teeth. The ones that we just did the 13-14 with was on the distal, but this is the 11-12. This goes mesial. And so it's mesial posterior is with the 13-14. I'm going to still insert at the distal line angle. You always insert at the distal line angle. And then I'm going to walk it up under the gum line, little mini walks, and come around, and I'm keeping the tip adapted to the tooth, and at the mesial line angle, I'm rolling that instrument, keeping that tip adapted to the tooth at the mesial line angle, and I'm going into the mesial caul area, okay, and then I come out. Mesial instrument, the 11-12, you always insert at the distal line angle, mini walk, mini, and you start rolling at the line angle, the mesial line angle, keeping that toe 1/3 adapted to the root of the tooth. Go up into the caul area. You can see I got a little bit of hemorrhaging going on. Again, I can feel a nice crown margin up in there. Again, it's harboring plaque, so it's going to make her tissue bleed. Again, distal line angle insertion. Always insert at 0 degrees. And you're going to rock and roll at that mesial line angle. Roll it into the caul area. Again, distal line angle. Coming, and then roll into the caul area. So the 13-14 instrument, I'm going to rinse my patient out because she is hemorrhaging a little bit. The 13-14 instrument that we just showed you does the distals. This instrument, the 11-12, does the mesials of the posterior. Again, I'm going to instrumentate what I can see on the buckles or the sextant, in sextant 1 buckles, I can see the linguals of sextant 3. So I'm going to use my mirror for either retraction or illumination, and I'm going to insert at the distal line angle and then come mesial. Pretty easy. Again, here's the fake tooth, the pontic, so I don't instrumentate that. I instrumentate the abutments. And I'm rolling it at the mesial line angle, getting into the caul. Okay, so what I've done here, the buckles of sextant 1, I can see the linguals of sextant 3. Now I'm going to have my patient turn this way, and I'll instrumentate the mesials with the 11-12 of sextant 3, and then the linguals of sextant 1. Okay, again, same rules apply. Insert at the distal line angle, and you're coming around, rolling that instrument at the mesial, going into the caul, interproximal. Insert at the distal line angle, mini walks, coming around, keeping that toe 1/3 adapted to the root of the tooth. Roll it. Okay, fake tooth, so we do not instrumentate that. Again, distal line angle, mini walk, roll, going into the caul. Again, you want to end up where your instrument is parallel to the long axis of the tooth. We had quite a bit of hemorrhaging up around the crown margins, and a lot of that is due just from plaque, just kind of harboring up there where the crown stops and then the root of the tooth starts. And so an end tough brush would be really good to use for that area. This concludes the Gracie posterior curette sequence on the maxillary arch. Basically, the same sequence applies for the mandibular arch, but you still have to do your positioning. You know, you want to put the patient in more of a supine, semi-supine when you're doing the lower arch, and then your lighting would be a little different. It would be right over the patient's chin versus over their chest and rolled up. But basically, that's the Gracie Curette sequence. You will instrumentate every person that comes into the clinic and do a Gracie Curette sequence with them. You'll use your Gracie 1-2 for your anteriors, and then you'll use your Gracie 11-12 for your posterior mesials, and your Gracie 13-14 for your posterior distals. And that will conclude a Gracie Curette sequence. And everybody that comes into this clinic will get a Gracie Curette sequence. And so you have to scale every tooth, every surface. And that's what we do consistently. And so you will get proficient with this procedure because you will be doing it so much on everybody. And that concludes the Gracie Curette sequence.